AIRICA KRAEHMER was young and beautiful, but she was also trusting. She says she trusted the wrong people, and instead of a world of glitz and glamour, she ended up going through a horrifying ordeal that would leave her changed forever. It all started when 20-year-old AIRICA KRAEHMER moved from the quiet beauty of Tennessee to the busy streets of New York City, chasing her dream of becoming a model. But the modeling agency she thought would be her big break was anything but.
They claimed to be an agency, and then when I got there, they turned into being a management.
Turns out she had to find her own modeling work, but the management agency would provide her a place to live. They had required she live in their modeling house, crammed with other aspiring young models.
There was 21 of us. Sometimes there was 30 of us, and it was only 2 bedrooms.
AIRICA says they were all kept on a tight leash.
We had to report everywhere that we were going. Not allowed to have any type of other friends. So outside of the girls that you're modeling with, you weren't supposed to make connections as far as like, you had friends in the area, you weren't supposed to go see them.
Despite starting to have bad feelings about the agency, she didn't feel like she could leave.
They would say, well, you're on your own, you only have us. I was on my own. I was in New York all by myself, and I only had them.
AIRICA says her modeling work started to slow down, and the management agency wasn't making much money off of her. So they required her to go to nightclubs they had connections with as a way to earn her rent.
You're supposed to stand there, look pretty, you're not supposed to talk, things of that nature, and in return, we'll compensate you rent.
She says it was in the back of one of those clubs her modeling dream became a nightmare.
I had been drugged and raped, and that happened in the back of the nightclub area.
AIRICA says she tried to run away that night, but someone followed her.
They had kidnapped me off the streets at that point.
She says she was drugged again, and the next thing she knew, she woke up tied to a bed. It was sex traffickers who took her and sold her to men who brutally raped and beat her over and over again.
They would choke me, they would beat me as far as just using their blunt force. They would knock me out to be able to do whatever they were wanting to do as far as taking advantage of me, raping me. They would bite me a lot.
AIRICA says she was trafficked for 3 days and thought she would die in that bed. She believes a manager from the agency had arranged for it to happen.
How did you know that the guys who abducted you into that house were the people from the modeling agency?
The first one that raped me, I remember hearing his voice.
She finally found a chance to escape when her traffickers were moving her to a different location.
And if you don't fight back now, you won't have that next chance.
While the car was stopped at a stop sign, AIRICA says she started making a commotion in the back seat. When one of her traffickers opened the door to get her to stop,
I kick her as hard as I possibly can.
She ran to a nearby hotel and called for help. While waiting, the aspiring supermodel looked at herself in a mirror.
And
What'd you see? How'd you look?
A monster, to say the least. So nothing like the supermodel, nothing like the all-American girl. I looked like I'd been put through the ringer because I had.
Did they ever catch the people who did this to you?
No. I wish.
According to AIRICA, the police investigated, but the case went cold.
I wish I could be at that type of position where I'm like, yes, let's prosecute, let's do something about what these people did.
She has a new life now, living in Florida. She hopes sharing her story will save someone else. AIRICA KRAEHMER now works with other survivors of sex trafficking, and she's also written a book called Models Stop Traffic. To hear more about AIRICA's story and the warning signs of human trafficking, go to our website, CBS12.com. For CBS 12 News, I'm AJ Walker.